Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my video. My name is Shelby and today I'm going to talk about starting a banner painting business. First I want to show some of my credentials here. So take a look at these banners that I painted. I just started this business in August of 2025 and I feel like I basically wanted to replace my wedding planning income because working a wedding is a lot on my feet, and I usually was making about $200, if that, from working like a 10-hour wedding. And so I was like, well, if I can paint just a handful of banners to replace my income for weddings and I can paint the banners whenever I want, I figured that would work a lot better for me. So that's how I decided to start this banner painting business. It like kind of blew up on TikTok this year, so I haven't seen a lot of YouTube videos about it. So thanks for tuning in. If this is something you're looking for, I hope I can fill the void and answer some questions that you had about banner painting. So as of now, I have sold a handful of my banners on Facebook to friends, and then I've had my first random banner sold. Or not random banner, but my first like person I didn't know that bought a banner sold, and it was a very first birthday, which I was so excited to paint because they're just like all over the place, and I was like, I just love that theme because it's, well, first, it doesn't have characters, which is easy, and everything about it was just like such a fun banner. And then I also sell mock-ups on Etsy as digital downloads. I do custom ones as well. I've only done one of those so far, but I sell some packages, back to school banners, things like that, on my Etsy page as digital downloads. So if you're looking for packages like that, I'll link my Etsy shop in the description of this video. But let's get on with it. So you're here because you want to start a banner painting business. You may have already done this stage, but I sometimes get stuck in the research phase. But look on Pinterest, look on Join the Banner Babes Facebook group, started by I believe it's Alyssa Nolan. She has created a fantastic Facebook group called, I think it's just called Banner Babes. I'll put that in the caption as well. But that Facebook group is amazing. I like sit in bed and read it for longer than I spend like on TikTok. And it just has so much information and so many banner painters. And I think there's a lot of like one-off painters in there as well, like people that aren't necessarily trying to make a business out of it, but so much knowledge, so much like information in that group. Make sure to search. This is my like fifth plug on this channel for Facebook groups in general, but I'm like should be their spokesperson because there's a Facebook group for everything and banners are no exception. So join that Facebook group, search in the chat before you post in there because there's a lot of people posting about the same things over and over. So make sure you search, like if you're like, oh, what's the best orange to use? So you don't have to paint it a million times. Search in the chat in the Facebook group because someone else has probably had that same exact problem. Also, search your own Facebook Marketplace area because there probably are some other banner painters in your area and connect with them. I connected with mine actually through the banner painting Facebook group, and I'm friends on Facebook with both of them. And the one girl reached out to me and said like she got a scammer, so she just wanted me to know in case they message me as well, which is super nice. And we don't collab a lot, but I like to keep them on hand just in case like I'm too busy and can't take a banner or something like that. I can just keep them in mind, and then maybe we can link up and I can give them one of my customers or vice versa. So that is definitely like a good resource. I don't believe in oversaturation for a lot of things because I think people offer totally different things. Like I personally don't want to paint characters, so that hasn't come up yet, but if someone wanted a character, maybe I could reach out to another painter in my area and then maybe they would do characters and I could send the customer that way, which would be totally fine with me. Because I don't want to paint characters. So doing those like research methods will probably get you a better idea of like how you want to start, what you want to sell, how you want to sell it, like things like that, getting ideas on pricing and things like that. So once you have all that information, you're set on starting your business. 4 things I would say you need are paints, which if you don't already have a stash of paints like me, because I'm a hoarder and I randomly do crafting projects all the time, I would just buy paint as you need it. I would buy white and black because you pretty much always need those. And then paints are cheap, so like just buy them as you need them if you're close to the store. I just buy them individually if I need a specific color or something. And then paints. People like to use makeup brushes, which I also use them. I just went to TJ Maxx and bought like a cheap set of makeup brushes, and those are what I use to paint. And then I had some makeup brushes that were like tiny for more detailed things, and so I like to use those for like my super detailed lettering and things like that. And those I just like had, and I hardly ever wear makeup, so I didn't need them for my face anymore. So now they're dedicated to painting because they've had a lot of paint on them. So then the last two things you would need are the brown paper. I would suggest the paper from Home Depot. I don't know how long of a roll it is, but it's like $12 and you can get a ton of banners out of it. And that one's my favorite. I've never even used any of the other ones, but I really like the Home Depot paper, so I probably won't switch from that one. Then I would suggest getting a projector. I use a projector to paint my banners because spatially I just cannot like paint the banners without a projector. So I had a projector, another thing that I had from being a hoarder. And so I just have a random projector that's not available on Amazon anymore, but I would just pick a random projector. There's projector recommendations in the banner Facebook group. You just search that. But I would say get a projector. You can get a cheap one. Some of them are only like $20. So I would say just buy a projector. That's going to make your life so much easier and your banners are going to look so much nicer. So that's it. That's really the only things that you need to actually start the business. Everything else is just you making Facebook posts, you making banners, things like that. I did make, I think, 4 banners to start. I made them technically for free, even though they weren't for actual clients, because I wanted to make sure that I could just paint a banner and it wasn't going to look crappy before I spent a lot of time basically like before I spent a lot of time making these banners. I wanted to see if I could even do it. So I would suggest at least doing one like that, not even for anyone, because you don't have the pressure of like, oh my God, it's for this birthday party on this date, and like you procrastinate like me, and then you're stressed about it. So I would suggest just making them for fun. Pick a name that you like. I used my friends' dogs' names, and then I had my friends actually pose their dogs with the banners, for example. And they turned out really cute, and so that was just something fun that I could post and be like, oh, thank you to my like dog friend, my dog models for showing these banners, whatever. I had ChatGPT write something cute to post on my Facebook page. So then after you start painting some banners, you can offer them for free if you want. It's not my suggestion, but as long as you can just get some under your belt so that you can post some stuff on your social media. So I would say start posting on your social media. I like Facebook because I can share it to Facebook groups. I've been thinking about starting an Instagram, but I'm a firm believer in just picking a social media and like sticking to that one social media so you don't have to do so much work and like stories on multiple platforms and things like that. I think it's good to just focus on one. So I'm trying to just focus on Facebook and just grow that there. And like I said, I like the sharing Facebook groups. I can share it to my friends on Facebook. So that's the route that I took. I see some people have really good success on Instagram, so that's kind of up to you which one you feel more comfortable with. But then I would keep working on that. I'm trying to build more of my Etsy part of the business. So I actually don't post a ton on my Facebook page right now because I'm also not painting like a ton of banners to post all the time, but I am like doing them. So I post like every now and then when I'm just like feeling like it. This is also my busy season for my full-time job, so I'm not trying to take on a whole lot of banners right now, but when it gets closer like to winter time, I'll have a lot more time to like focus on the banner thing. So then I can really put more energy into my social media pages. So also post on Marketplace. I got my first I keep calling it a random order, but I got my first the family friend person that ordered a banner was from Marketplace. So I would suggest posting some of your good banners on Marketplace. There is a certain way to post them because you're not allowed to post like services on Marketplace, but you can post them as like an item. I'll put a picture here of what my listing looks like, but I was able to get it approved. The first time I posted it wasn't approved, or it got rejected like later for I think it was because they said it was like a service. But there's a way to post it that it'll be okay because people do it all the time. There's some really good marketing tips in the Banner Babes Facebook group. A lot of people talk about doing giveaways and like sharing that to Facebook groups, and I think that can be a really good way because you can say like, oh, share this post and follow the page to like be entered into the giveaway. Or some people, I'll if I can find her, I'll credit her here, but she had the idea, I think I saw it on TikTok, to do a giveaway, but also have them comment what a banner that they need coming up is. And then people who don't win the giveaway, you can still send them a mock-up and be like, hey, like, I can still paint this banner for you at a discounted price, or maybe not discount if you don't want to. But something like that I think is a great idea. So I'm planning on doing that again once my life slows down a little bit in the winter. I'm planning on doing a giveaway like that. Then basically after doing all of that, you have a business. You wait, you share in your Facebook groups when it's allowed. Mine is like Small Business Wednesdays. You can share whatever you want in these Facebook groups. But then you have a business. Congratulations. Start taking orders. Start figuring out your ways. I would suggest pricing very like mid-level, which is what I did. Some expensive people are around like $120. And then people in the Banner Facebook group charge like way less than that. And like $25 for a banner. So I think you should not start that low because it's hard to raise your prices. So that's why I started at $60 because I was like, my banners are worth it. And this takes a lot of my time to do, including the mock-up and communicating with people. And then the actual painting is what takes the longest. So I would say know your worth with that. Charge more than you think you should charge because they take a long time. And you can really structure it however you want. Like I only do 5 foot by 3 foot banners, and really they're 35 inches because that's what the paper comes in. But I do that. I charge $60 no matter what's on the banner, no matter how simple or how complicated it is. That's just what I charge because that's easiest for me, and I'm not trying to calculate how many characters and things like that people need. That's basically how I do it, and I think that's like easy. It's just simple. How, like I said, I don't do characters anyway. I send mock-ups that I like and that I want to paint. Sometimes I send them 2 mock-ups. It depends. Like the berry banner, I sent 2 mock-ups because she seemed kind of particular about what she wanted. But other than that, and the only things that were different about those 2 mock-ups were like the border. And so it was really easy to just copy paste and then send her the 2. So you can really structure it however you want. I also charge 50% deposit before I start painting. Like after they get the mock-up, I charge that fee. And then I haven't had it happen, but I guess eventually if I keep doing this for a while, maybe I'll have someone stiff me on the $30, but then at least I got the 30. So yeah, that's how I feel. It's good to structure it. You can structure it however you want. You want all the money up front, all the money after, whatever. You can do whatever you want. This is your business, and please let me know if you have any other questions about banner painting. I'm hoping to make some videos on like making mock-ups and things like that. So stay tuned for that. Other banner painting things, other side hustles in general. Like, subscribe, comment any questions you have. I'd love to talk to you about banner painting or anything else. And have a great day.